Belle Woods presents Conversations.
Power.
What you need in life: money, power,
Hey.
respect.
We're gonna start off with the icebreaker. Today it is what would you rather? Nope, that's not it. It is
Take
two. So the icebreaker for today is: would you rather have the admiration of others for your good deeds or have the respect of others for your power? So, B, can you define power?
The definition of power is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. I don't know, man. See, the thing about it is, if I'm going to answer like shooting off the hip, I feel like admiration, I feel like that it's harder to maintain admiration. Like, people will take that away, like for anything, for something small, they'll take away admiration. But power is like almost like it's harder to take that away. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like if I'm gonna have to pick one, I think I would be the good deeds thing, because that would be more fulfilling for me. But some people, you know what I mean, they want that they want that power.
No, that is so true. That is so true. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like for that, not to cut you off, bro.
No,
I was thinking this. I was thinking about the good deeds as well. But as soon as you said like, yo, so it's something. If you do something slightly in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? They would look at the wrong more than the good deeds ever. But when you have power, regardless, if you have power, regardless, even if you do something wrong, you're like, yo, he can get away with it because he's still a high status person. The power. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. So yeah, power for me too.
No, I'm actually gonna go good deeds, just because I don't know, man. I feel like losing people's admiration is not bigger than me feeling like I helped in any way. It's like you can't really take that away. You feel me? You helping somebody, no matter what even if they like ungrateful about it, you know you did that. You know the value of what you put into it. So I for me, I would go good deeds, but power, I get it, man. You know what I mean? Power is sustained, like it's levels.
But the crazy my bad. Not the crazy part about it, like if you actually like read the question per se, it says the admiration of others. So you're going off the other people's judgment. So even if you feel good about yourself, it's still like, yo, others, how they feel about you. So that's the hard part.
I was gonna say that there's a fine line though. Like, if you don't get the admiration, would you still do a good deed, or are you doing it to get would you do it to get the the reinforcement from the admiration?
I don't know, man, because it's hard to say, because I've done stuff for people and they wasn't grateful about it, and you do feel like, nah, I would do it, but I probably wouldn't do it for you. You know what I mean? Like, just because, like, you know what I mean? You look at it like, damn, you didn't even appreciate, you didn't see the work that I put in to do that for you. So it does feel crazy to do something and not be appreciated for it. But I don't know, man. I guess power is a safe choice. I'm not gonna lie.
It is right there. It definitely is, because
that makes more sense. That makes way more sense.
Because the admiration for your good deeds is kind of like what you gonna call it, doing it for the gram. The whole I'm doing it for the gram now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I have to say I'd go with power too, simply because I feel like with the admiration, it's good to be recognized. But at the same time, how do you know if you're not just chasing that, that good feeling, of everyone just praising you for doing a good deed, for everyone to admire you for doing something right? Would you still do it if no one else was watching?
Yeah.
You
Look,
know,
everybody, I'm
right.
feeding ducks. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
So
Oh, the
yeah,
ducks
I'd go
he
with power.
saved. Oh,
So it's really though, just to go back, I think it's really focusing on respect, the respect part,
the respect for doing good things.
the respect for your power.
Oh, respect for your power.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That's the part I don't like.
Because it's not
I
really.
want respect. I want respect for my power then, because
Yeah, that works too.
I'm sorry. I'm
Mhm.
like good things. I'm the type of person, like, if I'm gonna do a good thing, I don't shout it from the rooftops. I do it, and the people who know I did it for them or don't, they can acknowledge it or they don't acknowledge it. I don't care, because
Mhm.
and like, if I'm giving towards charities, you think I'm rushing to, like, where's my plaque? Where's my award? I'm like, yo, you can, like, boost me up after I die or something like that. I don't care. I'm not even going to even enjoy it if I'm dead, but I want respect, because
But everybody
if I get,
likes recognition, though.
yeah,
Nah,
everybody
in
likes
some way, shape,
recognition.
or form,
I'm
That's
not
yeah.
true.
front. Like,
That's true.
I want recognition just as much as the next person. But at the same time, for me, if I get respect for my power, that means to me that I was able to accomplish what I always wanted to accomplish.
That's true.
That I finally made it to the level where, oh, that's Roro right there. Yeah, like, that's a respectable lady. You know what she did? Like, yo, you know how far she came, and and like how much influence she got. Like, I want that. Like, I'll do good deeds on my own time. I don't need nobody to raise a glass to me for that. I want the power. I want the respect for my power, because it feels like I finally reached the level that I always wanted. That's just for me personally.
I have some comments, but I want to hear Danny.
This is hard for me, because when you say respect of others for your power, like, you're saying other people respect me just because I have this power.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, respect should be all across the board, regardless of power or not. That's how I feel personally.
That's right.
So let's say if I was a VP of some organization and I moved down to a regular employee, then what? Do I lose all that respect?
Yeah.
Honestly.
All that. Gone.
I mean, like, I guess the better of the two is respect of others for your power. Admiration, like Al said, it's just like for the gram. Like, you're just doing it
Exactly.
to flaunt.
That's a fact, yo.
TD, did you weigh in?
Yeah, I did.
Is he lying, y'all? Because
he's all the way lying. Don't listen to him.
Yo, what?
All the way lying.
You said what?
I've not heard his
It's
answer.
I did not say
Get
anything,
him.
bro.
Bro,
Get
why
him, Belle.
why you
Get
attack
him.
me like that?
Funny.
God, I don't know why y'all don't like me.
That ain't I get, but
He's reading the newspaper. Don't trust him.
hilarious. That's crazy. I think I approached this in a different kind of way. I tried to look at the byproducts of, like, someone respecting me for my power versus admiration for my good deeds. I feel like one of the things I'll say, one of the goals that I have is to inspire. And I don't think that I can, I think I would be able to do that with the admiration for good deeds. Just from experience, when someone has true admiration, it can be inspirational. But when someone has respect for a power that you have, I feel like that respect can come along with other feelings that are less pleasant. Like someone
Envy?
that, yes, envy, jealousy, that's the same thing.
But Holly, that's with everything though, yo.
No, like,
even if you do good deeds, somebody's going to hate on you because
somebody's gonna hate on
look
you.
what
But-
you did.
the question
Right.
the question presupposes admiration, though. So we're talking about true admiration versus true respect. Like,
True
respect, like, because and I have I don't know. I personally, and this is probably because I have an issue with the word like respect, because and quote unquote having the respect of others, just because I feel like other people don't respect themselves. Why am I looking for the respect of someone else? And that's always just been like my viewpoint. But I feel like if someone admires you, that's more of
Admire yourself.
Yeah. Sure.
But even if you have
yourself.
even if you have somebody, if you
You're
have
great.
the respect of others for the power, that still could be inspirational. Like if you're the type of person that started from the mud, got it out, like, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
and so to smooth up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Building from your own bootstrap.
Self-made.
All the people like,
I'm
oh
a
yeah,
big
if she can
self-made.
do it, I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? I respect her for that. Yo, she give me a new vision. She give me a new idea on how to do this and that and the third. You know, so that could be another form of aspiration as well as respecting the same thing, in my opinion.
Don't follow me, follow my moves. Who said that?
Exactly.
I said that, yo. That's my quote. You know what I'm saying?
If you try to admire somebody for their good deeds alone, that's just putting the person on the pedestal, because a pedestal, anybody could be knocked off a pedestal. But if you're saying that person got power, you know, any amount of power, in all honesty, had to come with some negativity behind it. Like, no,
always Jay-Z.
So
come
what?
on.
Sorry.
He looked up the call.
Yo, I'm like, I wanted to say, I'm like, it's always Jay-Z though. I promise you. He got a quote for everything. It's always Jay-Z.
That's funny.
But it's true, like nothing. You don't get nothing like power off of the strength of like following the rules completely. Yes, you can do certain things in order to get the kind of results that you need and do good things with it. Because a lot of people do things that would be like, oh man, that's kind of messed up. But what's the end result? What's the end result? If the end result is a cure for cancer, if the end result is an end to world hunger, like,
damn,
right?
That's huge. At what length?
It's a big.
How many times we've seen like those like movies where like the mad scientist, like, oh, the end result was okay, fix this major problem, but it's going to cost a couple of animals or people's lives. Like, we're gonna be like, dang, that's messed up, but
it's still crazy though. I think in like, that's probably like the best example you could give. Testing is like animal testing, because it's like, who you gonna test? Somebody gotta test it. And if nobody's volunteering, it's like, all right, well, back in the day, it used to be, you know what I mean, the lesser people.
Yes,
they used to, they used to, you know what I mean, who they considered the lesser people to, you know what I mean, have to be the tester. It's like, by those means, I bet that's dead wrong. But to them, justifying that, they're like, all right, well, 100 of them will get the research needed to know this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know if that's a good trade-off to say, all right, the end result could be the cure of cancer, but how did you get that cure?
How did
you get there?
You know what I mean?
What was the trial and error?
Yeah, for real.
That trial and error. And that's the sad thing about it. It's like, at the end of the day, you're thinking in terms of like, where's that line that I'm not unwilling to cross? Like, I can get the power to move the hearts of many, but at what cost? Like, almost everything comes with a cost. Everything has a consequence. We can make something amazing, but it might have came at the detriment of another person or something else. And we constantly, people in power constantly struggling with that. Some don't struggle that much. Some are like, can't sleep at night off of it. It depends.
The more I think about this, the more I see like Thanos was right. Natural selection snaps.
You foolish, boy.
But it happened.
Thanos was trying to save the whole world. Right. You think the whole universe? If you think
that's
about
what
it,
I'm saying. The Avengers are selfish, man. The selfish, yo, that's crazy.
He said they would thank me later. He said they would thank him later. They just didn't want to wait.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Bet.
Anybody can justify a Thanos move.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
Right.
gonna lie. The respects of
Until
power
it affects you.
may be
Until it affects you.
How many people? Most of y'all said respect for power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
Power
that's the
as
less
selfish
faulty of
human
the two.
beings,
Like,
except for PD. Except for PD. Once again,
Oh my god.
bypassing the question.
hilarious. Hilarious.
I will never forget.
All right, so first topic of the day, the theme is for the culture. The question is, if you had the ability to wipe one thing from existence for the culture, what would it be and why?
one physical thing or one like
It could be I was gonna say intangible, but it could be
intangible.
anything. It could be anything.
Sheesh.
I mean, if I'm gonna go intangible, I'm gonna go ego.
Ooh.
You get rid of ego. I feel like you get rid of ego, things just start to disappear. Like, you feel me? Like,
Word.
But doesn't ego fuel a lot of you know what I'm saying, like a lot of goals? Like if you got like
of
a
course,
certain ego, you'd be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get this no matter what. That's my ego.
of course.
And if you get rid of that, you'd be like,
But
yeah, it's like kind of procrastination.
I feel like you get to a certain extent, the ego does drive for sure. You can definitely use the ego as motivation, but I feel like you can use other things as motivation to get where you want to go. It's probably some people are driven by their ego because that's their biggest drive.
Word.
You can find motivation somewhere else if you really need it. You feel what I'm saying? Because sometimes the ego get broken, but you just going, hey, I'm done. I'm going to hang it up.
That's a fact.
So it's like sometimes it's like I feel like ego is like the part of yourself where you keep him around because he keeps you sharp. But in the end, if everybody got rid of him, oh no, things would be a lot more smoother. You feel me? Like
that's
a lot of war, like for the greater good, a lot of shit you just wouldn't have to worry about. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
There was so many fights started off of ego alone.
For sure.
The feeling of possible disrespect. I get what Belle was like. I don't like the word the whole respect and stuff like that. Maybe it's not for the same reasons, but for me, it's like some people, some dudes, if they feel they even a little bit disrespected, they'll go to the next level where everybody's looking at them like, was it really necessary? Like they will go to jail, they will murder.
Oh, for sure.
They would have somebody on the string, everything, burn down your whole house off of ego.
Slavery, you know what I mean? Pillaging of lands.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, it's all like,
gold, God, and glory. Glory.
Real. Like manifest destiny. This is my land just because I'm supposed to have it.
That's real.
Like what? That's crazy.
That's real. That's funny. That's good.
That's good.
He should have went last.
I feel not it's good, but I feel like that's like a more of like a secondary reaction. Like that's like the effect instead of the cause. Like if you take away a certain type of stigma, you know what I'm saying, that bro does have an ego, the ego wouldn't be as a bad thing. Let's say, for instance, like in the hood, right? Ego is like, yo, I'm gonna sell as much whatever, blah blah blah, to get out the hood, this, that, and that. If we take away the fact that we let's say the stigma of the drug epidemic, bam, never happened to the black community, right? We'll be in a better place, so that ego might be something different to drive us to be a lot better than just like, you know what I'm saying, oh, I want that land, or I want this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I was triggered a little bit. You said drug epidemic. Where'd that come from? What was that cause?
Oh,
sorry.
The war on drugs.
Well, there you go.
Where'd that come from? What was that created for?
But watch that karma came back with the opioid.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, Reagan.
But that's a crisis.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
That's a crisis, not a war. It's not a war or opioid.
No, I'm saying what it's called. It's more of like I'll probably wipe that for like the big stigma of that, to have us like more being oppressed, because that actually made us fight each other. You know what I'm saying? That made us like actually like serve our own community with all this drug and this that and mess up us all over again. You know what I'm saying? And the people, what you call profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely you know what I'm saying, get rid of from existence for the culture itself.
Feel you. That's a good deal, you.
Yeah.
Who you popcorn into?
Danny.
Anybody actually?
Danny.
How you gonna tell me who?
That's hilarious. She took your popcorn.
All right, so wait.
Huh? Go ahead, Roro. No, go ahead.
Hilarious.
Nah, go ahead, Danny. If you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's very generic. I'm gonna say COVID-19.
Oh yeah, right.
Because like this is just
that is good.
This is just new. Okay, like I know we had like the Spanish flu, like all this crazy stuff, but this is just different. Between like the forced vaccinations, these mandates, like this just needs to be like rewind, because it's not, at least for me, it's not working out.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think like even like big picture, if you're like people who are vaccine hesitant, because like regardless if you get the vaccine, if you don't, whatever, like we're moving toward like a more totalitarian state. Like it's crazy. Like healthcare workers losing their jobs. Like it was okay for them to work during the pandemic with no vaccine, but now it's a pandemic, but they're getting fired. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. Like obviously it's a pandemic, but like it doesn't add up to me. Certain things don't make sense, and like our power is being taken away from us slowly. Like no one realizes that. Everybody's like, okay, just get the vaccine and it'll go back to normal. There's no normal. Like that's gone. Like even if you look at TV, like even our programming, it's like the new normal. Like they're telling us like subliminally that this is what's gonna happen like from here on forth. So yeah, this, I don't know. It's different. I'm not a conspiracy theorist per se, but
per se.
But no, if you just stop and look around, like this is not normal at all.
I agree with
like
you.
This
100%. I agree with you.
It's setting the stage for something else, and no one sees it. Even like look at Trump. Like granted, like he wasn't the greatest president, but like even when people were like Twitter was censoring him, let him talk his stuff, because just okay, he's crazy, whatever. But now look, they're censoring like Nicki Minaj for like her opinion. Like this is how it starts. Like we're slowly losing our rights. No one sees that.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's so crazy. It is so crazy out there.
Ain't no more HIPAA. HIPAA's out the window.
Yeah.
They walking straight. HIPAA? You vaccinated? Straight up. Like, whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to
share.
I can't front. When I caught it, they didn't do their proper 14-day quarantine and came in contact with me. Their child came in contact with me, and that's how I caught it. And then I gave it basically to my sister and my mother, and I was freaked out. And like, honestly, my mother had the harder of the symptoms, because right as I was like coming off of it, because my symptoms weren't that bad. The worst for me was like the constant vomiting and the I could not enjoy food. I couldn't eat. I tried to force it down, but like I had the least symptoms and everybody else had worse symptoms than me. So that's what really stressed me out. Because it's like, oh crap, like I gave this to them. So it was like,
so guilty.
Yeah, like the guilt alone was like really like messing with me. And I'm in quarantine with them. And my dad at the time, he didn't have it. So like, we try and keep him away. And like when I was coming down off like my quarantine time, I was then taking care of my mom. Like, you know, he like cooked food, but like I was really mostly being in contact with her because she didn't test positive at first. The first time when I tested positive and my sister did. So, but we noticed like she was just constantly coughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like she's like coughing, but she's like, oh, I always have a cough. But I was like, you know, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, but you've been around us for a while. So then when she finally like ended up going to the hospital to get her test, and it turns out she was positive, but then she was getting a fever. And then, you know, her doctor, she got in contact with her doctor to take, you know, because there's nothing really you can take. Only thing you can take is stuff for like to try to bring down your temperature. And she was home, and it's like really the older people are the ones who are most affected because she's in their 60s, and I'm like taking care of her, and at the same time I'm like so like she will tell you I was constantly like checking her temperature. Every time it even went up a little bit high, I was immediately like, okay, here's some cough syrup to like bring your temperature down. I was like constantly trying to give her fluids. Like I was stressed more than I was actually sick. Just because like I'm there with my mom and I'm like seeing, I'm like, and I'm keep like thinking over in my head, this is your fault, this is your fault, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my like once you see when your own gets sick, it's different. So like, yeah. That's telling you guys, I have not gone anywhere. I home and work. I did not even go to church, nothing, just home and work. So when you like look at it from that, like I know I was the one who gave it. My mom retired, doesn't leave the house unless to buy groceries and stuff and do laundry. But my sister, she was staying here with us. She works from home. So I'm the only one who's leaving the house. So when you put that together, you know, I know it's me, you know? So that's why it was so easy for when they called, the CDC called and asked, you know, who you've been in contact with. It was very easy for me to be like, you know, A, B, C, this is how it happened to me, you know? And it just sucks because but it's also like, it's verified in my mind. It's like, I know I gave it to them. It's like, it sucks.
I'm glad you all recovered well though.
Yeah, I was like after the quarantine and after we made it through those days, thank goodness it happened like spring break. So I didn't even have to go to work or nothing like that, worry about that. And my mom, you know, I was just like, I was kind of like, are you ready to like try to walk? She said at first she couldn't walk around. She couldn't walk around. She was so out of breath after she recovered. But like, I'm so thankful. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I definitely had it. No, I said I definitely had it as well, COVID. But like for me, it was like more of a cough thing. I kept coughing. Like every time I laugh, I would cough.
Really?
That's the only like I got it. Like
so I had a problem because I didn't know this.
No, I had it way back before COVID even became COVID.
Like the early part, right?
Yeah, like December 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had it like then.
Early.
I was just coughing for 2 weeks, 2 weeks straight. I mean, I can move like nothing else was wrong with my body. I just kept coughing, whatever. And I went to like I think Target to get like the NyQuil and DayQuil. Well, the knockoff brand, because the NyQuil and DayQuil combo pack was like $30. I ain't paying $30 for it. So I bought like the 12. Yeah, and that didn't do nothing. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" But afterwards, I got over it. Then when I heard about the COVID thing, I was like, "Yo, I might have COVID for real."
Nah, I definitely had like something like the end of 2019. I just remember having a crazy cough, and because when I was working doing it at the time, like I remember, like I had a cough, like it was like I had a cold that the cough lasted dumb long.
Exactly.
But it wasn't like I didn't have a fever or anything like that. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm just like tricking myself into thinking like I could have had it, but I don't know. I know like I travel a lot. There's no way I haven't come in contact with it, and I try to wear my mask. I try to, but I know some people that they still don't know how they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like they go through the same circles. They the only person in their home that got it. They wasn't in nowhere. You know what I mean? That they may have picked it up from somebody. It's just like, it's hard to say how you got it.
That's the truth.
And the crazy thing for me is like the only like real like symptom, like I could admit, like at first it was like I couldn't really taste food too much. So I was like, man, this is really undersalted, Mom. Like you could have put a little
undersalted is a hilarious phrase.
That's crazy to me. If I couldn't taste food,
no, that's messed up.
I was
if I couldn't taste food, just kill me now, yo. Like I ain't going out like that.
And like, but the coughing I did not have. That was the one thing. So like at first I was like, yo, what's going on? And like I never had a fever, but everybody else was going through this. So I was like, yo, I feel like such trash. I was like, I dead ass brought something to the house. Like, yo, I was so like that's the thing. Like that if anything COVID caught me up with was guilt.
That's crazy because I've spoke to like 3 different people who've had it, and most of those, like the worst that they speak about is all psych stuff. Like you know, they felt like the quarantining, being away from their family was affecting them. One of my friends said he when he actually got the COVID read back, because he knew he was sick and he assumed it was COVID, but he said when he got it, he got more sick. Like
oh my
in the
gosh,
instant,
that's
the
mind is
the moment he got the read back, he's like, yo, I felt crazy. And that night I was throwing up, I couldn't eat. Like I'm like, damn, it's crazy.
That lets you know a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like my sister was like really trying to like, she was the more so trying to like be a beat, but I felt so bad that I couldn't get past it for like the longest time. And now like, and the thing was like kind of like, you know how you a little bit annoyed that your symptoms weren't as bad as theirs almost? Because it's like, I'm getting off, if you almost feel like you're getting off scot-free. I mean, I like, yo, I just gotta calm down. I gotta get over it. Like once they got past the 14 days, it's like I was starting to breathe. That's life. That's why like with this whole vaccine thing, it's like we have our own feelings because as Black people, because we know how our history goes as far as like testing and stuff like that. We don't
test
want
subjects,
like
guinea pigs, lab rats. Yeah.
We don't feel like, we don't want to feel like guinea pigs and lab rats. And because also with me, I always have this 10-year rule in my mind about anything, any like new product or something like that. I want to see what happens after 10 years, what the first babies after.
That's a nice standard.
No, that's a fact though.
That's a nice standard.
It's the reason why I never tried VR goggles when they first came out.
Huh? What you say?
That's a lot of 10 years to be tried, man. You don't have that much 10 years in your life.
Exactly. But like, I didn't try VR.
What you trying gotta be older than you.
He said live a little.
Women differently.
Live a little.
Exactly. You know, like, all right, so let's say 10 years for the vaccine, 10 years for VR headset.
Yes. I got like 3 more years.
Nah,
I mean, I got that much 10 years, man.
First of all, dang, how many years you
I
have?
I need the VR headset.
How young do you think?
That's crazy. 10 years.
That's what I'm saying.
What you doing for the culture, Dempsey? What you doing for the culture?
Get COVID out of here.
You know what's crazy about that the 10-year rule too? I still haven't got my cake yet. I still haven't got my cake in 10 years.
Okay. No, we're not. We're not. This is twice.
Belle, you better send that in the mail.
Okay. You were on my side 2 days ago. Were you not on my side 2 days ago? So B, what had happened was a couple he's gonna hear my side of the story. A couple of years ago.
Then I'm gonna tell him the truth. All right.
Okay, that's where you call me a liar. All right. So
at this point,
I basically said that for he asked me for a German chocolate, specifically a German chocolate cake.
You'll be waiting forever.
My argument is that if he asked for a cheesecake, he would have got it sooner. I'm not German. I don't know how to I gotta go and research how to make a German.
Hey, B, check us out before you even say nothing.
Back up from the screen though.
I never,
I can live it. You don't gotta be that
I never told her to make me one. I just said I want one. So Walmart got it.
I can't see
Walgreens got it. All these stores got it. How many times I came back to see
Since when do I buy pastries or any baked goods from the store?
Bake it from her heart for you,
right? Thank you.
You gotta make sure the love is in there.
You can't get that from the store. Stop and Shop don't got that.
You better put a card next to it.
So why didn't you tell me? So why didn't you tell me like I don't want to make that? Make another cake. How come? Huh? So how come you never told me that you can't make it?
Was an option.
Yeah. How come you give me no ultimatum?
Because you kept saying, first of all, you kept reinforcing the German chocolate. So I'm like, oh, he really wants this cake. So I really got it.
What do you say? What did you say?
But how many times you were in New York though?
I got
how many times? Ask him. Ask him where he lived. Ask him where he lived. Ask him where he live.
Listen, I live in DC now. When I told her this, I was in New York. I was in New York.
I don't even know if I remember. I don't even do that. I don't believe that. I don't know if that was so true. I don't know. You might have lived in New York.
On the recorded. Oh my God.
You might have lived in New York for a couple months. Wasn't we in school? I was in school. I wasn't even home to make a cake.
Me too. Making empty promises on the boy. I don't want to hear it.
My promises are always full.
Oh Lord. Huh?
Oh, you're not alone. I'm still waiting for Starbucks. You're not alone. I'm still waiting for Starbucks.
You capping for sure.
I live the next.
Belle,
for sure capping.
For
sure capping.
And the Starbucks gift card in the mail. That's another thing you send in the mail.
I never promised him Starbucks anything. I literally this year just started going back to Starbucks. So how would I promise somebody Starbucks? I can't even say the name right. So that's how you know something. I'm not used to saying it, so I couldn't have said that. Like,
no, I know specifically. You promised caramel frappuccino with extra caramel in it. So
that don't even sound like something I would say. You stuttered because you ain't believe you.
I live the next town over. I'm a driving distance away. You can even come to me by bus. And I still didn't get my Starbucks.
Ask how long he's been.
Don't get your hopes up, Al.
Ask how long he's only been here for how long? Matter of fact, I don't even.
Exactly. I see why you changed the name. You don't want the coach to be associated with your life. So I understand it.
We gonna do this. We coming for my brand now. That's wild. All right, you gonna get a cake. You gonna get a cake.
I doubt it, but all right.
Throw it at your front door. You're gonna see the circle.
Oh man.
Anyways, what you doing for the culture, Dempsey? You liar.
I think what I would remove, I'd remove biases, from people, seeing someone and make assumptions or, seeing how somebody dress or their profession or whatever it is. Just remove that, whatever you think they're about, remove that from yourself. So you give everyone like a fair chance to know who's who. You know what I'm saying?
Clean slate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't just see somebody and then just have a negative connotation just based on what you see. So I think that'd be productive for the culture.
Does it go both ways? Like, is it just negative bias or no bias? Period?
No, just any bias. Just any bias. If you see somebody with a nice car, don't just assume they got money. Or if you see somebody, not dressed properly, don't assume that they broke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could go both ways. Just like I said, just give everyone a fair chance, like a fair, clean slate. I think that would be productive.
I've seen way too many Mercedes in front of the projects for me to believe anybody's a flashy car means they got money. Way too
true.
That's
true. That's true.
Clowns.
Where that car is parked,
clown.
There's a lot.
What do you say?
I say where that car is parked says a lot. It says more about the owner than the car where it's parked.
Wow.
What Rose says is right. I'll be seeing some nice cars in the hood, man. I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, maybe
removing
that bias from me too might be good. Huh?
So we ain't all visiting our cousins.
That's what I thought
like,
you said. So that's funny.
Mm-mm.
PD.
I'm
sorry.
Yes.
No, go for it.
No, what you about to say? You about to say something?
Nah, you good.
Speak your mind.
Just want some more time.
Always.
Nah, I was just gonna send it over to B. That's all.
I went first, but I go again.
After the whole
We got a
vaccination
few
talk,
things.
we don't know who went first or
You
who
did,
went
you
what.
did.
Well,
Exactly. It
first
was a long
off,
conversation.
let me say thank you to Ro for sharing her story, yo. I appreciate that.
Oh gosh,
You didn't-
you're missing
you
something.
say what?
You're
Can
missing
you hear me?
something.
You're stupid.
He has manager hands, V.
Um,
Like whenever he comes in, he says something profound and hits you with the manager
listen,
hands.
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm really not. 'Cause I really didn't have anything. Just because I wholeheartedly believe everything happens for a reason, so I wouldn't want to change anything. But when I heard y'all talking though, culture, the first thing I was like, if I could remove something, the whole East Coast West Coast beef. Like, if I could remove that,
Bro, that's actually good for the culture.
it'll be massive. It'll be massive for the culture.
I don't think so.
Oh my
I
God.
don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think it creates a competition. I like seeing the
almost too
creativity
much.
that's born
East Coast,
from
West Coast all day.
it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the violence part, but the creativity that arose from that. I want to keep that.
It was a lot
Keep
of
that
violence
sanity.
that came from there, man. It was a
Yeah.
whole lot of people that died that shouldn't have
Minus the
died.
violence. You're right.
Like the music that was created, what was fed to the kids growing up hearing that, it was a whole lot of violence. That whole era.
Yeah. Tupac, Biggie, all that. Tupac
It
and
would
Biggie.
have probably still took place, man. It's the content, bro. That's what's fueling it.
Mhm.
The content.
True.
What people for some reason want to listen to is like that part of your brain that you know what I mean. For some reason, you go watch the most violent. I'm guilty. I'm gonna go watch the most violent movie out because I'm
You
like,
can't say who shot you and then
like,
think nothing gonna happen.
yeah.
You can't
For
come
real.
with a song like "Who Shot You" and be like, "Oh, it don't have to do
Right.
that with the hat with the West Coast."
Hilarious.
Mhm.
It was a little crazy.
Like,
Right.
dude just got shot. And you gonna put out a song like "Who Shot You"? Like that literal shots fired.
I mean, yeah, those were wild times, but yeah.
If you could get rid of guns, telling you. Another thing that I'm telling you, just leave
You
a
just
lot
be
more.
running around with bows and arrows, man. Come on.
You're right.
We make
It'd be a
weapons
lot
out of
more.
anything, bro.
It'd be a lot more of these hands going around, though.
Hands, you got swords, you
I was
got
gonna
knives,
say,
you got rocket launchers,
I was gonna
you got
say much
flamethrowers,
more
you got
machetes.
grenades.
I mean, anything
Way more.
Way more
projectile, like
machetes.
maybe arrow. Arrow is like, I bet. You
Arrow's
can't
OD.
really overkill with an arrow.
Yeah.
You feel me?
What?
You gotta
You
keep
can't. No,
it.
I can stand from like 100 feet from you with a gun and let off 100 shots at you and obliterate you for no reason without even smelling
That's
like
hard.
your breath. I don't even gotta know your name. You feel me? Like I don't gotta look in your
That's
eyes.
real.
Like
Dude,
anything
Kevin,
else,
how
you
you
kind
gonna
of
hide
gotta
a bow and
approach.
arrow, though? How you gonna hide a bow and arrow?
I don't know if
If
you
you bow
ever,
and arrow,
Like, it wasn't me.
skill. It takes a lot of skill. You
That's-
deserve to get whatever
yeah.
you get.
A lot
bro,
of-
the situation. Leave it
That's
alone.
Exactly.
I don't know if you ever seen a meme where the guy was like, the guy who ever made the bow and arrow would be like, yo, he was like, yo, I want to shank somebody, but he's far too like 10 feet over there. What can I
Yeah, right.
do?
For real
It
though.
was hilarious.
That's
yo.
funny.
Oh man.
That's wild.
Now you're right. All the other weapons are definitely more intimate. You gotta
Yeah.
get. You gotta get.
Like you gotta really want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much distance with guns. Like,
Do you remember those muscle guns where after you shoot, you got to stuff that joint back?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
really,
And then somebody's right there in your face and you miss. You're like, you know what? Wait, one more. You know what? I got to make that.
I can't imagine those wars. How were they doing that? How?
Did you see, like, they would literally, like, stand in a whole line, no guerrilla warfare, just stand in a line and just shoot at each other and hope that the first shot catches the other side.
That's a lot of hope.
Yo,
that's a lot of hope.
Tell me about this suicide right here. Drummer boys, they had no weapons, marching front line.
I'm not doing that.
That's crazy. Just to boost morale.
Yeah, nah.
Boom. All right. Yo, that's wild.
That's OD. Nobody thinks of that.
The army band. Like, think about it. Like
yeah, nah, that is
army,
crazy though.
Like, all I got is like drums.
What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I better be all the way in the back.
That's what I'm saying. Because I get it. Like, you want to hype your boys up for the war. Like, yeah, but not in the front line. Yo.
Dude, that's playing the flute.
The flute?
Hey. I'm playing the flute. Like, oh, damn. I got shot. He got me.
War is wild.
Nah, them muskets is leaving holes in people. Like,
oh, yeah, it was. It was.
They had bullets size of your fist. Like,
yo,
you shoot it one time, you have to damn near rebuild the gun to get it. You know what I mean? That's why they had the knife on the front. They know it don't work after the first shot. So I'm gonna
the bayonet. The bayonet.
They weren't accurate.
Yeah, right.
Once you get off that first shot, if the person is close enough, you stab them with the bayonet. Like,
wow,
that's crazy.
Or something else.
That's wild. Oh shoot, that's true.
Roro did
what was
your
actual answer?
Roro gave us, you know what I mean? She had a heart to heart with us, you know what I mean? So we let her rock.
Hilarious.
Yes. Oh man, if I could take something away and like throw it in the garbage forever, it'd be anything that could affect your memory. Like, I feel like some of these diseases that be out here, I wish I could just Alzheimer's, dementia.
Yeah, that.
Ooh, like for real, like the thought of it, like the thought that you could live your whole life, you could finally reach, like, you know how I keep talking about, like, I just want to reach a certain level. Imagine you go through your whole life trying to reach a certain level, and when you finally get there, you did all that hard work, and then to lose your memory of it, all your hard work, and then my thing is autonomy. To have to, because you know how some people always be like, oh, you should have kids so that they can look after you. People be having kids and their kids don't look after them. I'm a grown adult and I'm hearing stories from other, like my mom's friends, and they're telling stories, and it's like not everybody can count on their children, and they shouldn't have to. Your child is not meant to be your next caregiver, but like that's why I focus so much on like making sure I have, you know, my retirement together and stuff like that, because I don't want none of that going. I want things to be very clear.